Anthem's VIP demo is slowly wrapping up, and while content creators around the globe are readying their pencils to write reviews and get initial thoughts sorted out, here are my 2 cents and breakdown of the demo. Going into Anthem, I was worried that we are going to see another buggy and unpolished product from BioWare after the latest addition to the Mass Effect universe. While we definitely got our fair share of crashes, I can't say the same about the gameplay, which looks really promising at this point. Starting out, we are thrown into a story mission to recover an artifact. For the sake of spoilers, I will not get into details here, but it gets the job done at forcing us outside of the city and inside our Javelin. Booting up the Ranger and selecting the mission, we are ready to jump into the action and liberate some wildlife. With only moments away from the loading screen being finished, we realize that we're stuck and reset the game. Once back, we get a glimpse of the open world that is waiting to be discovered. Beautiful mountains, waterfalls and animals cover the land, inviting us to uncover its secrets. This is one of the main aspects at which Anthem shines. The map is straight up gorgeous. Designed with space in mind, it utilizes the main movement of the Javelin's flight. Eagerly wanting to explore, we take our first strides, jump off the platform, only to notice the FPS counter approaching 0 at a steady pace. Resetting the game's settings to high solved it for me, but a GTX 1080 and an 8-core Ryzen 7 processor should not have to struggle with it. Problems aside, the gameplay is far from flawed, even in its early state. The versatile Ranger is doing a good job at teaching the player how to steer the mechs, control their movement, and switching between ground and air combat. The latter being the key here, since, as you may know, Anthem utilizes flight to properly position yourself for firefights and getting from A to B. With the press of a button, you activate your thrusters and are ready to feel like Iron Man in his best days. While this sure is fun and even after multiple hours still enjoyable, it serves a greater purpose here. You see, some enemies or bosses force you to switch positions or flank, which on foot might prove problematic. Compared to other games where the map seems to be built around the player, Anthem takes a different approach to level design. Mountains or caves are rocky, offering just enough paths to cater towards slower javelins while giving others like Storm the space they need. You could use the main road to get to your goal that is patrolled by enemies, but there's no need to, due to the mobility Anthem is providing. While we are on the topic of enemies, they're not as stupid as one might think. Even I got to admit that in my first attempts at a stronghold, I rushed into them only to be beaten down and laughed at by my teammates. Snipers and turrets cover the area, negating Storm's aerial dominance, armored units are nothing to cuddle with, and smaller enemies provide ammo or health when you need it. However, you'll get the hang of it sooner or later, and even on the harder difficulty, they are quite predictable after some time. Despite that, you still don't want to pull out your best Rambo impression and rush into the hordes of enemies the game throws at you. Damage is best dealt in combos, with abilities being divided into primers, who set you up for massive damage, and detonators, who unleash it if combined together. Anthem puts the focus on teamplay. The Colossus is supposed to take the aggro, the Ranger providing the combo setup, while the Interceptor swiftly takes out smaller targets, and Storm controlling the air. We play the demo as a coordinated group, but I don't think it is quite as fun if you were to queue up with randoms. After the stronghold is cleared or free roam finished, you get access to your collected loot and gear up for the next mission in the Forge. Not only is this your armory, but also your main source for fashion. I was seriously impressed by the amount of customization provided, given that you can choose between a wide variety of materials for every piece of equipment you wear, and afterwards can still color it to your desire. Don't like the colors provided? No problem, since the game also provides the ability to create custom ones to paint your Javelin with. This was by far my favorite feature, but also biggest concern. The demo and upcoming public beta are meant to test and sell the game to those who haven't made a decision yet. We don't know how Anthem's final monetization looks like, even though having some public statements from the developers. If it isn't over the top, it could be the game's biggest feature. If it is, well. Overall, what I can say is that I really enjoyed the demo. Do I recommend buying it though? Not quite yet. I'd say wait for the public beta if you haven't played it yourself and otherwise give it a week or two after the official release when we know how the monetization looks like. However, if they deliver in other parts of the game like they did in the gameplay last weekend, I have no doubt it will be a banger. Thanks for watching.